oxyacids. What do you mean by oxyacids? Oxyacids, the acids which contain oxygen as well as the hydrogen, they are called oxyacids. Oxygen as well as the hydrogen element that present in that acid. Oxygen as well as the hydrogen, the elements are present in that acid, they are called oxyacids. Can you HNO3. Now look at that. Here in these acid, hydrogen as well as the oxygen is present. Is it? And next sulfuric acid, H2SO4.
H2SO4.
Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Here also you can see that hydrogen as well as the oxygen is present. So these type of acids, they are called oxyacids. Okay, keep it in mind there. Next, hydracids. Hydracids. Hydracids, they contain, so when you are telling there is a hydracids, they contain hydrogen and one more element, that is a non-metallic element. For example, HCl, HBr, HF. So HCl, you already know this one, is it hydrochloric acid. So here hydrogen. So what is the, when you are telling is a hydracid, they contain hydrogen and one of the element is a non-metallic element. So here two elements are present, is a diacids, two elements are present. So one is hydrogen, another one is a non-metallic element. So chlorine, that is a non-metal, no? So that's why it is called as the hydracids. So one is hydrogen, another element will be the non-metallic. Okay. So for example, hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, and hydrofluoric acid, HF. So these are the examples of the hydracids. Keep it in mind. Okay. So next classification of acids. So first one, depending on their sources. Now depending on their basicity, how they are classified, how acids are classified. Depending on basicity, how acids they are classified. First, before moving to the classification, it means types. So based on depending on the basicity, they are classified into three types: monobasic acid, and dibasic acid, and tribasic acids. Okay. Before moving to that one, first tell me what is my basicity. So basicity of an acid is defined as the number of hydronium ions. Defined as the number of hydronium ions that can be produced by the ionization of that acid, ionization of one molecule of an acid. So basicity of an acid is defined as the number of hydronium ions produced. So number of hydronium ions that can be produced by the ionization of one molecule of that acid in the aqueous solution. So basicity of an acid, again I will repeat that one. Basicity of an acid is defined as the number of hydronium ions produced. Number of hydronium ions produced by the ionization of one molecule of the acid in the aqueous solution. So in the aqueous solution, how many hydronium ions are produced by that acid? In the aqueous solution, how many hydronium ions are produced by one molecule of the acid? So that is called basicity of an acid. Okay, in an aqueous solution, how many number of hydronium ions are produced by the one molecule of an acid? By the one molecule of an acid, that is called basicity of an acid. Okay, so when you write the reaction, that time you get to know that. Now that is the definition of the basicity of an acid. Okay, so on the basis of basicity of an acid, they are classified into monobasic acids, dibasic acids, monobasic acids, dibasic acids, and tribasic acids. So based on the basicity, that is classified into three types: monobasic acids, dibasic acid, and tribasic acids. Then what is monobasic acids? Acids which on ionization in water produce one hydronium ion per molecule of an acid. So monobasic acid nothing but Acids which on ionization in water. Acids which on ionization in water produce one hydronium ion. One hydronium ion per acid of a molecule, per molecule of an acid. That is called monobasic acid. Monobasic acid. So I will repeat once again. Monobasic is nothing but when acid is dissolved in the when acid is which on ionization in water produce one hydronium ion per molecule of the acid, known as monobasic acid. Which on ionization in water, produce one hydronium ion, that is H3O plus, per molecule of an acid. Molecule of an acid is called monobasic acid. Mono means single. Okay, so monobasic acids which on ionization in water produce one hydronium ion per molecule of an acid, that is called monobasic acid. For example, so we already know that one acid HCl is passed to the water, it forms H3O plus Cl minus hydronium ion. Look at that, this is a mono single, so only one hydronium ion is producing, is it? So and one more example, hydrochloric acid HBr plus H2O. For hydrochloric acid, if you add the water, so it will form hydronium ion, same hydronium ion plus Cl minus. And one more example, so acetic acid is also a monobasic acid. Acetic acid CH3COOH, acetic acid CH3COOH. For acetic acid, if you add the water, it means this acid is ionized in water. Acetic acid is ionized in water, it will form the hydronium ion, H3O plus. So and acetate, so one hydrogen it is there now, it will come and join to the water, so the remaining will be the CH3COO minus. So acetate, this is acetate, this is called CH3COO minus, that is called acetate. Okay, so this is acetic acid. When acetic acid is ionized in the water, it will produce the one hydronium ion. It means acetic acid is also a monobasic acid. Okay, keep it in mind there. HI, another example you can write there, hydrogen iodide. HI, hydrogen iodide, that is also a monobasic acid. So these are few examples of the monobasic acids. Okay. And next, dibasic acids. So go to the next, dibasic acids. So dibasic acid, just after that definition. So just after the monobasic acid definition. So dibasic acid nothing but when acid is ionized in water, produce two hydronium ions. Two hydronium ions. So when acid dissolved in the water, it will produce two hydronium ions per molecule of the acid. That is called dibasic acids. When acid ionized in water, produce two hydronium ions. Two hydronium ions is called dibasic acid. It is called dibasic acid. For example, sulfuric acid, sulfuric acid, oxalic acid, sulfurous acid, carbonic acids are example for the dibasic acids. So when these acids react with the water, they will produce two hydronium ions. So example, sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid. Sulfuric acid formula H2SO4, you already know this one. And sulfurous acid H2SO3, that is called sulfurous acid. Okay. Oxalic acid, COOH twice, COOH whole twice. So examples, sulfuric acid H2SO4. Next, oxalic acid, COOH twice, sulfuric acid H2SO4, oxalic acid COOH twice, and sulfurous acid H2SO3. Okay, so that is a sulfurous acid. And next, last one, carbonic acid. Carbonic acid formula H2CO3. Carbonic acid H2CO3. So all these acids, they are dibasic acids. So when it is ionized in water, they will produce two hydronium ions. Keep it in mind. Okay. So how it will form two hydronium ions? Let's see that. So I will take one example. That is sulfuric acid. I will take there. So how it will produce two hydronium ions? Produce the two hydronium ions. Let's see that. So when sulfuric acid reacts with the water, what will forms there? Now look at that. Sulfuric acid H2SO4 reacts with the water. So it is a reversible reaction that will form H3O plus hydronium ion plus. So only one hydrogen is removed from that acid, from sulfuric acid. So if here in sulfuric acid two hydrogen atoms are there, no? H2SO4. When it is ionized in water, by giving one hydrogen to the water, that will form the hydronium ion. And here if one hydrogen is removed from the acid, so that will become, so what will remain there? HSO4. HSO4 1 minus. HSO4 minus. So again when these, so this is one hydronium ion, and next HSO4 minus is there, no? Again that reacts with the water. HSO4 minus reacts with the water. Again it will produce the hydronium ion H3O plus. So remaining will be the sulfate. SO4 2 minus. Remaining will be the sulfate. When sulfuric acid ionizes with water, it will produce one hydronium ion first. Okay. So in sulfuric acid we already know that there are two hydrogen atoms, is it? So if one hydrogen atom is removed from that, acid, so only will remain HSO4 minus, is it? So from that HSO4 minus again reacts with the water, that again it forms the another hydronium ion H3O plus. So remain will be the, so here in HSO4 minus only one hydrogen is there. Remove that hydrogen, it will remove means it will give to the water for the formation of hydronium ion. So remain will be the sulfate SO4 2 minus. Now look at that. Here one hydronium ion and here again one more hydronium ion. So sulfuric acid is a dibasic acids because it will produce two hydronium ions. Okay, two hydronium ions. Similarly, carbonic acids. So how it will form the dibasic acid, carbonic acid. So what is the formula of carbonic acid? H2CO3, no? So first write it. Carbonic acid H2CO3 reacts with the water. It will ionize in water. It will produce the hydronium ion H3O plus. So in H2CO3 one hydrogen is removed. So what will be remain there? HCO3, is it? HCO3 minus. So HCO3 minus will be remain there, is it? So again HCO3 minus, if it reacts with water, it will produce one more hydronium ion HCO3 minus plus water. So reversible reaction. It is again it will produce the one more hydronium ion H3O plus remaining will be the what will remain there CO3. It means what name? What we call for the CO3? Carbonate, no it is carbonate. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Carbonate it is CO3 2 minus. If you can't see the board, textbook with you, so you can see that. Okay. So how sulfuric acid and carbonic acid will form the dibasic acids, dihydronium ion, dihydronium ion. I told that one. Okay. So still, if you want, you can refer your textbook. Clear? Next, I'll move to the next classification, the tribasic acid. So monobasic acid, dibasic acid, and tribasic acid now.
Which has 3 hydronium.
Yes. When these acids ionize in water, they will produce 3 hydronium ions. They will produce 3 hydronium ions per molecule of an acid. Per 3 hydronium ions is called per molecule of an acid. That is right. Hydronium ions per molecule of an acid is called tribasic acids. It's called tribasic acids. Okay. So example for the tribasic acids: phosphoric acid and citric acid. Phosphoric acid and citric acids are example for the tribasic acid. Phosphoric formula H3PO4. So that is a phosphoric acid. Now look at that, H3PO4. H3 is there, no? H3. So example, phosphoric acid and citric acid. Citric acid formula C3H5O COOH thrice. So there is a citric acid formula. So these phosphoric acid and citric acids are the example for the tribasic acids. So tribasic acid nothing but they will form 3 hydronium ions when ionized in water per molecule of an acid. How 3 hydronium ions are formed? Let's see that. So for example, we take phosphoric acid. So formula of phosphoric acid is H3PO4. So now look at that. Yes. For phosphoric acid, when it is ionized in water, it means when you add to the water, that acid is added to the water, it will produce the. So first time only it will form 1 hydrogen ions by losing 1 hydrogen atom from the phosphoric acid. So H3O plus, and remaining will be H2PO4 minus. Okay. Next again, that what will remain now? H2PO4 minus. From that acid again it will dip into the water. So H2PO4 minus plus water. Again we produce one more hydronium ion H3O plus. So it will form HPO4 2 minus. Okay, and one more. So one more hydrogen atom is there, HPO4. So tribasic means they will form 3 hydronium ions now. So again HPO4 2 minus plus water again will form hydronium ion H3O plus phosphate PO4 3 minus. PO4 3 minus phosphate. At the last we form the phosphate. Now look at that. So one hydrogen ion again. So 3 hydronium ions it will will form. 3 hydronium ions it will forms. Okay. So this is the example for the how it will form the hydronium, 3 hydronium ions. And next, concentration of an acid. What amount of acids present in a definite amount of its aqueous solution? Amount of acid present in a definite amount of aqueous solution. It means what? Water content is will be less, solvent is less, solute is more, is it? Yes, solute is more than the solvent. Solvent nothing but water. So that water is present very small amount, whereas solute present in a large amount. That time we call it as a concentrated acids. So water or without a water, so more water. So it means, so water is more. It means solvent is more, solute is less. Solvent is more and solute is less. That is a diluted. Okay, so that is the difference between the concentrated acid and the diluted acids. Okay. 90% of sulfuric acid. So prepare a 90% of sulfuric acid. How will you prepare that? It means that is a concentrated acid or a diluted acid. By adding 10% of water to prepare the 90%. So it means that is a concentrated acid or a diluted acid it is. So 90% of sulfuric acid means 90 ml of sulfuric acid you will add there. 90 ml sulfuric acid you will add there. Okay, and 10 ml water you will, for that one you will add there. That is 90%. So only you are taking 10 ml of water, but 90 ml of sulfuric acid. That is called 90% of sulfuric acid. So this is a concentrated because solute is more than the solvent. Is it? Which is the solute here? Solute here, sulfuric acid, that is a solute. Solvent is water. That is a solvent. That's why it is called as a concentrated acid. 90% concentrated. So prepare a solution of 10% of sulfuric acid. Means how will you prepare that? 10% of H2SO4. 10% of sulfuric acid. Prepare 10. Okay, only 10%. So in 10% means out of 100, only 10 ml should add the acid. Remaining 90 ml should add water. Okay, clear? Don't get confused. 10% of sulfuric acid means only 10 ml of acid you will take there. Remaining 90 ml you will add water. Okay, that is called what? Concentrated or diluted? 10% of H2, 10 ml H2SO4 you will take there. Okay, 90 ml water you will add there to the acid. Okay, clear? That is diluted. So this is the difference between the concentrated and diluted acid. Okay, for water be careful there while doing the laboratory here or maybe in the next higher classes. Okay, for water you should add the acid. Clear? Slowly you should add that. Take a jug of acid and pour at a one time. So no, it will blast there. Okay, so slowly by stirring. Okay, keeping the glass rod upon there you should pour that one acid by stirring. Clear? So for water you should add the acid. So like that you have to dilute the acid.